America's dream is dying. The streets are louder than church bells, the sky's darker than fireworks, and tonight, millions of Americans are making a choice no one thought they'd ever have to make. They're leaving, packing bags, selling homes, walking away from the only country they've ever called home.
Why?
Because in 2025, something has changed. Something so powerful, so devastating, that ordinary families feel they have no choice but to run. Stay with me till the end, because what you're about to hear is not just news. It's a warning, and it might affect your own future, whether you realize it or not. It all started quietly. Bills creeping higher, groceries doubling, gas eating into savings, rent swallowing paychecks. People said, "It's tough, but we'll manage." But slowly, managing became impossible. A veteran in Texas said, "I fought for this country,
But now,
I can't even afford to live in it." A young mother in California whispered while holding her son, "I just want him to grow up where his voice matters." But here, I'm not sure anymore. A college graduate in New York, drowning in debt, said, "I worked hard. I studied. But where's the future I was promised?" These aren't politicians. These aren't elites. These are ordinary Americans, people just like you. And their voices are growing louder every single day. But here's what no one's telling you. This isn't just about money. It's about fear. Fear of losing homes. Fear of losing dignity. Fear that tomorrow, there will be nothing left. When fear spreads, people run. Airports are crowded, not with tourists but with citizens leaving. Families clinging to children. Elderly couples holding each other's hands as they take one last look at the country they built their lives in. Some call it migration. Some call it exile. But for these families, it's survival. And then came the spark. One law, passed in silence, hidden in pages no one bothered to read. But once the details leaked, America exploded. Because this law, experts say, could force millions out of the country by the end of the year. Citizens who thought they were safe suddenly weren't. Seniors who thought they'd retire in peace, now facing eviction. Students who thought they'd build a future here, now questioning if they'll even stay. And the anger? It's boiling. Listen to the streets. You'll hear it in the chants. We will not be silenced. You'll see it in the signs. Our future, our fight. You'll feel it in the tears of mothers, veterans, and workers who've reached their breaking point. But power never shifts quietly. Helicopters circle the skies. Armored trucks roll into neighborhoods. Police line up shoulder to shoulder. Tear gas fills the air. Some streets look like war zones, with clashes, arrests, chaos spreading block by block. And yet, the chants don't stop. In fact, they grow louder. Every image, every live stream fuels more anger, more protests, more uncertainty. What started as fear is becoming fire. But here's the bigger picture. This isn't just about one law. This isn't just about money. It's about the soul of a nation. Is America still the land of the free? Or has it become a place where even its own people no longer feel at home? Analysts are calling this the biggest civil movement since the 1960s. But this time it's not about one issue. It's about survival itself. And with the 2026 elections looming, the stakes have never been higher. Think about it. The world is watching. Allies are worried. Rivals are celebrating. Inside America, division is sharper than ever. Some call it patriotism. Others call it chaos. But whichever side you stand on, one truth remains. This moment will define the future. But the question is, what future? Is it a future where families are forced out of the country they love? Or a future where people fight back, refusing to be silenced? Because right now, history is being written. In airports, in protests, in homes being abandoned one by one. And the ending of this story? That depends on what happens next. Picture this. A young mother standing at the edge of a bus station, her child asleep on her shoulder, whispering, "We'll find a better tomorrow." An elderly couple turning away from their home, the home they built brick by brick, with tears streaming down their faces. A student standing in the middle of a protest, holding a sign that reads, "This is our fight. This is our America." These are not headlines. These are human lives. And they're happening right now. So the question becomes, is this the end of the American dream? Or the birth of a new America, rising from the ashes of division and fear? You've seen the images. You've heard the voices. You've felt the tension. But the real story is not what's happening tonight. The real story is what happens next. Will this fire burn out before it changes anything? Or will it ignite a revolution that future generations will read about in history books? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain, millions of Americans are standing at the edge of history. And whether they stay or whether they leave, nothing will ever be the same again. So, here's my question to you. Are these protests just the sound of anger? Or are they the heartbeat of a new America rising? Tell us in the comments. And don't forget, subscribe to Newsly USA because this story is far from over.